Okay, so the sides are going to be labeled depending on which angle is the reference angle. So in this case, we are going to be labeling the sides using this angle. This is our reference angle. So the first one we're going to do is the opposite side. So the opposite is pretty much exactly how it sounds. It's the side opposite from the angle. Another word would be across from the angle. So here's our reference angle. So the side across is this side. So this is our opposite side. Okay, and then the hypotenuse is always across from the 90-degree angle. So here's our 90-degree angle. So the side across from that is right here, which means this is our hypotenuse. And then the last one is the adjacent side. So that's the side that's next to the angle. So adjacent right next to it is this one. Or once you do the opposite and the hypotenuse, it's the only one that's left. Okay, so let's do another one. And this time our reference angle's right here. So first we want to label the opposite side. So from our reference angle, the opposite side is the one that's across from the angle. So across is this side. This is our opposite side. Next, we want to label the hypotenuse. So here's our 90-degree angle. So it's the side across from the 90-degree angle. So that would make this side our hypotenuse. Then we need to label the adjacent side. And so that's the side right next to the angle, which is this side. Okay, so our first assignment, we're just going to be identifying the sides, just like we did here in our notes. Are there any questions so far? All right, so then let's go ahead and open up our workbook. We're going to use the Unit 9 tab. And we're going to be on page 47. Okay, so they are giving us the reference angle, which is this angle right here. And then we need to label each side of the triangle as adjacent, opposite, or hypotenuse. So we'll just go in order, the same order that we did on the notes. So first, let's label the opposite side. So the opposite side is the one that's across from our reference angle. That's this one. So this is the opposite side. Then we'll label the hypotenuse, which is the side across from the 90-degree angle. So here's our 90-degree angle, which makes this our hypotenuse. The only side that's left is our adjacent, which is the side next to the angle. Okay, and I'll do number 2 with you as well, and then I'll have you guys do a few on your own. So here's our reference angle. Then first we need to find the opposite side. So the side across from that angle, right here, that's our opposite side. And our hypotenuse is the side across from our 90-degree angle. So here's our 90-degree angle. So the side across from that angle is 65. That's our hypotenuse. And then the side next to the angle right here is our adjacent. Okay, so Jaden, I know you're just joining us. So we are on page 47. And let me throw up the notes for you in just a second. So I'm going to have Jose, can you do 3 and 4? Jade, 5 and 6. Jasmine, 7 and 8. And Elijah, 9 and 10. So go ahead and identify the sides on those 2 problems. Okay, Jaden, you want me to put up the notes for you to take a quick picture?
Yeah, that could work.
And then I'll kind of explain it to you. So go ahead and take a picture and then I'll get you caught up. Okay, so we're going to be using trig ratios. So in order to do the trig ratios, we have to label the sides. So you'll be given a reference angle. In this case, it was right here. And so the opposite side is the side that's across from the angle. So if this is our reference angle, the side opposite is this side right here. And then the hypotenuse is the side that's across from the 90-degree angle. So here's our 90-degree angle. So the side across from that is the hypotenuse. That's this side. And then the adjacent side is the side next to the angle. That's not the hypotenuse or the opposite. So the only one left that's next to the angle is this one, which is the adjacent.
So it's technically like the other lesson, like an old lesson we used to learn.
Sorry, say that again?
It's like one of the lessons we learned about.
It's brand new. We're just doing it today, but yes.
Okay.
So do you kind of understand how to identify the hypotenuse, the opposite, and the adjacent?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Do you guys need more time or are you guys ready to go over them?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's go ahead and get started then. Jose, can you tell me number 3, what the sides were?
Yes. Where it says 42, I put opposite.
Very good.
And then 70, I put hypotenuse.
Excellent.
And then 56, I put adjacent.
Well done. Very good.
And then
Exactly
for number 4, around next to 36, I put adjacent. And next to 60, I put opposite. And then 87, I put hypotenuse.
Excellent. Very good, Jose. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jade, number 5.
Okay, for 82, I put hypotenuse.
Very good.
For 18, I put opposite. And for 80, I put adjacent.
Excellent. Very
And
good.
then for number 6, I put for 30, hypotenuse.
Yep.
For 18, adjacent. And then 24, opposite.
Very good. Thank you. Jasmine, number 7 and 8.
For 89, hypotenuse.
Very good.
39, adjacent.
Excellent.
And 80, opposite.
Very good. Thank you. And number 8.
For 33, it's adjacent. 55 is hypotenuse. And 44 is opposite.
Excellent. Very good. And number 9 and 10, Elijah.
For 85, I put hypotenuse.
Very good.
51, opposite.
Very good.
And 68, adjacent.
Excellent. And number 10.
72, opposite. 65, adjacent. And 97, hypotenuse.
Excellent. Very good, you guys. Okay, so let's just go ahead and finish the back because it's pretty easy. You guys are doing great. So let's have, we'll go in the same order. So Jose, 11 and 12, Jade, 13, 14, Jasmine, 15, 16, Elijah, 17, 18, and Jaden, 19 and 20. All right, let's go ahead and go over these. Jose, what about 11?
For 11, for 60, I put hypotenuse.
Good.
36, opposite.
Yep.
And 48, adjacent.
Excellent.
Then for number 12, 32, opposite. 68, hypotenuse.
Good.
And then 60, adjacent.
Excellent. Thank you, Jose. Jade, number 13 and 14. You have to go tell Daddy. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
For 33, I put opposite. For 56, I put adjacent. 65, hypotenuse.
Excellent.
And then for 14, I put 80, hypotenuse. 48, adjacent. And then 64, opposite.
Thank you, Jade. Jasmine, 15 and 16.
For 63, I put opposite. 65, hypotenuse. And 16, adjacent.
Good.
And then for 16 is 48 is opposite.
Yep.
60 is hypotenuse. And 36 is adjacent.
Excellent. Thank you, Jasmine. Elijah, 17 and 18.
64, adjacent.
Good.
80, hypotenuse. And 48 opposite.
And for 18.
Then 15 opposite.
Very good.
39 hypotenuse.
Yep.
And 36 adjacent.
Excellent. Thank you, Elijah. And Jaden, 19 and 20.
For 90, I got hypothesis.
Yep, very good.
72 adjacent.
Yep.
And 54 opposite.
Excellent, Jaden. And 20.
For 85, I got hypothesis.
Yep.
For 36, I got opposite.
Yep.
And for 77, I got adjacent.
Excellent. Thank you, Jaden. All right. Since you guys have mastered this, we're ready to move on. So let's switch back to your notes. All right, and we're going to learn our trig functions now. Okay, so these only work on right triangles. And here's our reference angle, which means this side over here is our adjacent side. This side across is our opposite side. And this side across from our 90-degree angle is the hypotenuse. Okay, so we have so, which is sine, and that equals the opposite over the hypotenuse. So the opposite side over the hypotenuse. And we remember it by so. So sine equals opposite over hypotenuse. And we'll use x. We'll call this angle x. The next function, trig function, is cosine, which we say ca, and that tells us that the cosine of x is equal to the adjacent over the hypotenuse. So cosine equals adjacent over hypotenuse. And then the last one, we remember as TOA, because the tangent of angle x equals the opposite over the adjacent. So now you can see why it's important to be able to identify the adjacent side, the opposite side, and the hypotenuse, because our trig functions use the opposite, the adjacent, and the hypotenuse sides. So, ca, toa. You got to memorize that, and it'll help you remember the ratios. So again, sine equals opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine, ca, is adjacent over the hypotenuse. And TOA is the tangent equals the opposite over the adjacent. Okay, any questions so far? All right, so let's draw a triangle. So A is going to be our reference angle. We know that this side is 5, this side is 13, and this side is 12. And we want to find the sine of angle A. Let's see, I need 6 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. The sine of A, the cosine of A, and the tangent of A. So to find the sine of A, we're going to need to divide the opposite side by the hypotenuse. So the first thing we're going to want to do is identify our sides. So here's our reference angle, which means that 5, the angle across from that, is our opposite side. So here's our opposite side. And then our hypotenuse is across from our 90-degree angle. And then 12 is our adjacent next to the angle. Once we do that, if we can label the sides, it's really easy to find the sine of A because the opposite side is 5 and the hypotenuse side is 13. So sine of A is just 5 over 13. Okay, if we wanted to find the cosine of A, cosine, we divide the adjacent by the hypotenuse. That's cos, C-A-H. So cosine equals adjacent divided by the hypotenuse. Again, super easy since we've labeled our sides. The adjacent side here is 12 over the hypotenuse, which is 13. Now to find the tangent of angle A, we need to divide the opposite side by the adjacent side. Tangent equals opposite divided by the adjacent. So our opposite side is 5 over our adjacent side, which is 12. Any questions on the notes?
Can you move the paper down a little?
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say too.
Down this way?
Yes.
Yes, sorry about that.
Thank you.
Okay, and then once you're done copying the notes, we're going to be on page 49 in your workbook. Okay, so it helps to maybe write so, ca, TOA at the top of our page to help us remember our ratios. And then, so number 1 says to find the tangent of x. So here's x right here. And so tangent, we're going to be using our TOA. So tangent of x equals the opposite over the adjacent. So let's go ahead and label our sides and then we can write our ratio. So if this is our reference angle, the side opposite is this one. The hypotenuse is this one across from our 90-degree angle, and this one is our adjacent. So opposite over adjacent is 40 is our opposite side over our adjacent side, which is 9. Number 2, we have the sine of Z. So here's Z, there's our reference angle. We're doing the sine, so it's going to be so, which is opposite over hypotenuse. So we'll label our sides. Here's our opposite side. Here's our hypotenuse. We don't even need to label our adjacent, but we will. And then our opposite side is 36 divided by our hypotenuse, which is 45. So it's 36 over 45. You guys have any questions? Okay, so we'll go backwards this time. So Jaden, can you do 3 and 4? Elijah, 5 and 6. Jasmine, 7 and 8. Jade, 9 and 10. And Jose, 11 and 12. And if you have any questions, you can send them over in the chat and I will help you. You can send me a message when you're done with your two problems, just to let me know. We're ready to go over them. Okay, perfect. So I'll give you guys just another minute we have a few that still aren't done.
You have to put something out.
Can Daddy do it? What do you need?
It's like a graphic organizer.
Can you say hi? This is Tate and Emma crashing our geometry session.
Uh-oh.
Say hi. Hi. That's Elisha. Can you say hi, Elisha?
Hi, Elisha.
Hi, Tate and Emma.
Sorry, Emma needs something for her school right now that her teacher is asking for that I was supposed to print.
Tomorrow we're gonna do the
Let's see, today is Tuesday. This, I'm guessing it's this M's.
yeah. That looks like it. Yep, it's that one.
Okay, so it's pretty. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Okay. So Jaden, number 3 and 4.
For 3 and 4, I got 35 as a hypothesis.
You know what? It looks like it froze. Turn it. Hold on. Let me close this and open it again. Okay, you guys go out there and close the door. Okay, you too. Okay, now you can see my hand. Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Jaden. So let's start. So since it's cosine, what are we going to be? What's our ratio? What are we dividing?
The adjective and the hypothesis.
Yep, adjacent over hypotenuse.
Yeah.
Perfect. And then you said 35 was the hypotenuse.
Yeah, and then the 28 was the opposite.
Very
and
good.
then that was really adjacent.
Yep. So our reference angle was X, right? So if this is our reference angle, then 28 is the opposite, 21 is the adjacent, and 35 is the hypotenuse. Perfect. So what did you get for your ratio?
I got 21 over 35.
Excellent. Very good. And then number 4, we have tangent of X. So here is our reference angle. So what's our ratio?
Opposite divided by adjacent.
Excellent. Yep. And so which ones are opposite and which ones are adjacent?
Opposite is 35.
Yep. And the adjacent,
is 12.
27? Am I?
Oh yeah, yeah. My fault. I was looking at the wrong problem.
Oh, okay. You're looking at 6. Okay. So we divide the opposite by the adjacent. So we get 36 over 27.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. Thank you, Jaden. All right. Elijah, 5 and 6. So the sine of X. So here's our reference angle. And what's our ratio?
Wait, what?
So
My
what
bad.
are we going to be dividing? Are we going to the opposite
Oh.
over,
Opposite over hypotenuse.
since it's sine? Yep. And so which one was our opposite and which one was our hypotenuse?
24 and 26. So 24 over 26.
Excellent. And number 6, so cosine of Z. So Z is our reference angle.
It'll be adjacent over hypotenuse. And
Good.
hypotenuse is 37 and adjacent is 12.
Excellent. So
12 over 37.
12 over 37. Excellent. Thank you, Elijah. Jasmine, 7 and 8.
It's adjacent over hypotenuse.
Excellent. And so which one was the adjacent?
32.
Very good. And hypotenuse?
40
And so our answer?
is 32 over 40.
Very good. And number 8.
It's opposite over hypotenuse.
Yep. And so the opposite side?
12,
And the hypotenuse?
37.
Very good. So our answer?
12 over 37.
Excellent. Thank you, Jasmine. Jade, 9 and 10.
Again? Okay, I got opposite over adjacent.
Yep.
And then the opposite would be 18.
Yes.
And the adjacent would be 24.
Yes.
And then 18 over 24.
18 over 24. Very good. And number 10.
Adjacent over hypotenuse. Adjacent would be 18. And then the hypotenuse would be 24. I mean, no, not 24, sorry, 30.
Yep.
And then it would be 18 over 30.
Very good. Thank you, Jade. Give you guys a second to finish copying and then I'll flip to page 50. Oh no. I must have bumped it where it was plugged in. Okay. And Jose, 11 and 12.
Okay, for I put opposite over adjacent, and for the opposite it is 12.
Yep.
Adjacent 35, and hypotenuse 37.
Perfect.
Then I put 12 over 35.
Okay.
Then for number 12, I did opposite over hypotenuse.
Yep.
And the opposite was 24. The adjacent was 32, and hypotenuse was 40.
Very good.
Then I put 24 over 40.
Very good. Okay, so I think you guys have it down. So it's 10:47 and I have a Kahoot. So is it okay if you guys finish 13 through 20 on your own? And then we'll just go ahead and play the Kahoot the last 13 minutes?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do that.
Dang. Dang. Just stepping on my keyboard. Oh, shoot. I was on mute.
Okay, wait, do you guys not let me? I can let you. I know last time you guys hit the wrong answer. Let's see. Oh, it's not saying that anymore. All right, let's go ahead and start. So it's everything we did today in the same order. So which one's the adjacent side? You guys were fast. Good job. Right, let's see who's the fastest. Ooh, Jade, good job. Okay, which one's the opposite side? Yep, 42. Ooh, Jade, good job. Jasmine, Elijah.